And now, it's the Still Unnamed Podcast with your hosts, Pete and Mark.
Hey kids, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Still Unnamed Podcast, Nocturnal Edition.
What?
I'm Pete Salas along with
Mark Crocodile Rock Rodriguez.
There you go. Yeah, man. It's late.
It's after dark.
I am way past my bedtime here.
I'm a bit sleepy. We're going in Captain Marvel hours now.
We're gonna fall asleep before we finish recording.
Just gonna be like dead silence for like the next 40 minutes.
Have we ever recorded this late?
I don't think so.
Have we recorded at night? I know I have, but like with other people when I've had people over.
I don't think you and I have ever recorded.
This was years ago. No, right? We always usually did it like mornings.
We've done it in morning before we've ever done it at night.
Wow, that's crazy. And by FYI, it is by my watch 9:17 p.m.
Ooh, your watch is slow. I'm 9:18.
So yeah, it's not like we're really that late, but it's been a long weekend.
Like, oh, they're probably listening. Oh, is it 11 p.m.? Is it fucking 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
No, it's 9 and change.
It's 9, and I am exhausted. This was a terrible idea.
Well, it was a busy day.
It was.
Easter Sunday.
It is Easter Sunday, and for those of you who don't know, for those of you who've never heard of Easter before, it is when... What is Easter?
Buddhist listeners.
Yeah. What is Easter?
Easter is the celebration and remembrance of Jesus Christ's resurrection.
Resurrection, that's correct. Okay, there we go. Because like I was in a group chat right now, and one of the people in it was saying that he's been saying happy birthday to everybody all day.
Oh no!
Like accidentally, like.
Did he think it was Jesus' birthday?
That's what I thought. I was like, what the hell's the matter with you, dude? But no. Yeah, it's not Jesus' birthday.
No, it's not. That's Christmas.
It's not even his death day. It is his resurrection day.
His death day is on Good Friday.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he, like, rested for 7 days? Or
he didn't rest.
I'm thinking of something else. I'm mixing stories from the Bible.
I think he did not rest ever. He was 24/7, 365. Oh, shit.
He was just go.
He was a guy.
Are you Easter's big in your house, right?
Yeah.
Like not your current house, but like I mean, yes,
in my family.
In your family in general. Like you guys go
family,
all out.
Yeah.
Like why is that?
I come
not that
from
it's bad. I'm just
no,
curious.
Of course not. I come from a religious family.
Okay.
And it not only a religious family, but a very close, tight-knit, large family.
Mm-hmm.
So, like growing up, every weekend or every other weekend, there was a barbecue. Everyone was invited,
mm-hmm.
the uncles, the aunts, the cousins, and then we would all play together.
Right.
And then Easter was just an even larger scale version of that.
It's almost like a family reunion every Easter, isn't it?
Yes, but as of late, it's gotten smaller and smaller.
Okay.
So like the family's getting a little bit sad about that, but just because like people move, people grow up, like it used to be like, for instance, let's just say my family, my immediate family. My mom had me, my brothers, and her husband,
mm-hmm.
and we would all go. But now when we go, like I'll take my family and like one of my brothers isn't even going anymore because he's got some beef with some of the family.
Okay.
And my other brother, he'll go, but his wife won't go. He'll take his girls.
Okay.
My dad will go, but we don't go all day like we used to go.
Right, because like I've gone in the past, and it was an all day affair. That you guys had like a softball tournament.
Oh
and just
yeah, there used to be like
it was crazy, man.
At the end of the day, Easter Sundays, we would have this big softball tournament with
mm-hmm.
the family. It was just all for bragging rights. I mean,
do you enjoy Easter? Is that one of your favorite holidays?
I enjoy seeing my family. I wouldn't say I enjoy Easter. I mean, when I was younger, more so.
Because you're like all about Christmas.
Love Christmas.
You're all about Halloween.
Love Halloween.
But like Easter, you don't put in that upper echelon of.
It's kind of, for me, it's. I don't know. It's not one of my big ones. I don't know. It never clicked for me.
Okay.
Just
even coming from a very religious family like you did, it didn't like.
I mean, I think a couple of times I may have played Jesus Christ.
What? Excuse me?
And in the church play.
Oh, I thought you meant like role playing at home.
No. We'll do like the church play, and then like the weeks leading up to it in like the youth services, we would be like, okay, you're this, you're that, everyone's got their roles. And
well, I didn't grow up in a very religious household at all.
So how do you feel about Easter?
Well, I think it's kind of like it's become like how I feel about all holidays, but I cannot base that on anything, because like it's kind of how I feel about everything, which is like
apathetic,
I guess. It's mostly for the kids, I think.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm looking at it from a consumer standpoint, like commercialism, which is it's all about the eggs and the Easter bunny and hiding
and the candy and
all that stuff. And like I was noticing some pictures on my timeline today of some of my friends and their kids, and like they go all out with like these Easter baskets that they get their kids. And I mean, that's cool. I never really considered that. Mm-hmm. I don't remember getting Easter baskets when I was a kid. I'm sure I did, and I'm sure I'm going to hear from my mom about it. But mostly Easter was like the older generation of my family, my grandparents and my great aunt and all those people. Like those were the older people. They were all about Easter.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We would go to my aunt's house. Actually, she was my dad's aunt, so she's my great aunt, technically. And we would have Easter with them, and they had a very big. Well, in reality, it's not a very big yard.
Uh-huh.
But when I was a kid, it was a huge, just a wonderland of.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was bigger than the house I grew up in.
Oh, okay.
Not this current one, but when I grew up, it was very, very small.
Yeah, you came from a mobile home, correct?
Yes. So we didn't really even have a yard. It was just like a lot space in between them. And my grandparents' house, which I spent a lot of time at, they had a very tiny yard, but my aunt's house was just huge. And I remember, going, and me and my sister and my cousins, they would corral us all and take us all inside, because it was time for the older people to go outside and hide the eggs.
Nice.
So they would go hide the eggs, and no peeking. And of course, I always tried to find a way to sneak a peek to find if I could see anybody.
Sneaky snake.
But
you no honor, Pete?
No, I don't. And I do remember really, really enjoying Easter as a kid. I do. And it was just the family togetherness that I felt that we didn't get along. We didn't get together very often, because we are a very small family. Mm-hmm. And as we've stated in the past, my immediate family, are a very tight-knit unit. So for us to get out of our comfort zone and go and hang out with extended members of the family, that was, even back then when I was a kid, that was still few and far between.
Yeah.
But it was mostly spearheaded by my grandparents, the patriarchs of the family.
Yeah.
Is that what you say? So yeah, it's. I don't know, man. I feel like I missed out on a lot of stuff because I was not really into it. And I feel like when I had my own kid, I was also I carried it over. I was not very into it either. Mm-hmm. I think once or twice we actually did go back to my aunt's house to go have Easter there after Quentin was born, and it was then it became about him, and I was it's still, I don't know.
It was more of a putting it on for him.
Right.
Yeah.
But isn't that what all parenting is at some point? Well, I can't say that because you're prime example of like you get super excited about Christmas, and it's not just because of the kids. It's because you are actually excited.
Well, I think a large chunk of it is we are. I mean, I don't want to say living through our kids, but the joy that I see on my kids' face really just makes my heart happy because we're adults now. There's not a lot of things that bring us joy anymore because like we work, we have bills.
We've become cynical.
Yes. But then when we see our kids just running around with a basket full of cascarones.
Yes.
And they're just biggest smile on their face, just hitting each other with eggs. And the way my kids do it, super cute. They'll crush it in their hand and then rub it on top of your head. Because when I was little, you just fucking smacked the shit out of your cousin
that's how I grew
with
up
an
too.
egg.
What is this cracking, like pre-cracking the egg before you?
It's something that started in my family probably when the next generation started coming about. And we're like... And the cousins were no longer...
And there's been a lot more research on, like, concussions and whatnot.
I want to say it was a lot more of the cousins were no longer, I'm hitting you. It's my kid is getting hit.
Right.
And I would like it if you did it like this from now on. And so everyone just adopted that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cute. Like, okay, just real quick, going back to what you were saying. Quentin is almost 12. And he, to see him today running around with his cousins, he looked like he was acting, 7 again.
Yeah.
And that was really nice to see. It was just, he was in the, a large frame body of a 12-year-old kid running around. And
he's a big boy.
Yes, he is.
He's almost my shoe size at this point.
Yes, he's got huge feet. So yeah, no, that was nice to see, and I do feel what you were saying of the feeling of joy coming across my face or my heart or whatever. But what were you saying? Oh yes, it was very cute seeing Harley. She didn't even crack the egg. She would poke the paper on the top, and then would just kind of pour it like a salt shaker. She was sprinkling me with confetti, and then she was doing that cute thing of oh, can I have a hug? Sure. And you would get down to her level, and she would just got you, and just kind of pour more. Yeah, the boy, no,
he just fucking wailed on me, on you.
That was fun. It was fun. I must admit. Did we do this last year?
No, I don't think we've ever done it at your house.
We didn't, right?
Look, as far as I can remember, we have never done an Easter thing here at your place.
I'm pretty sure we did it Quentin's first year here because there's that egg outside that still says Quentin's first Easter that my mom dusts off no, she doesn't dust it off every year. She found it and she put it up. So I'm going to say it's been over 10 years since we've had Easter celebration here. So...
Well, it was a welcome tradition, and hopefully we can continue this again.
Yeah, I think so. It was fun. You got me with an egg.
Yeah, I did. Post that shit.
I will. I'm gonna watch it. There it is.
Pete, I'm sleepy.
I am sleepy also.
What is going on? Let's talk about being sleepy. No. When I was younger, I want to say, during summer times in high school or junior high.
Wait, did you say summer times?
During summer times. Times in the summer.
Say that again?
Summer times.
As in
times in the summer.
I don't know why that sounds...
Is it during summertime?
Yeah, it's during
that sounds odd to me.
No, it's like saying, "Hey, let's go get some Sonics."
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
So during summer times,
yeah,
I would, I don't know, I would stay up late.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, we've talked about it before. You would stay up till freaking the crack ass of dawn.
3:00 in the morning. I might be one of the reasons why there's a curfew in McAllen.
One of the things that I tried one time is because Alyssa and I had a really bad habit. This is when we lived in my parents' house together. That was for, I want to say, almost maybe 3 months. We got into a habit of going to bed at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, this is not a good habit to be in. Let's try to fix it. We attempted to stay up the entire night.
Okay.
Just stay up 24 hours. And then the following day to fix our sleep schedule. That shit was hard.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
I didn't know that. I was freaking 22, 23 years old. 25, maybe.
And like just...
Dude, I crashed at like 5 or 6. Alyssa didn't make it past 4.
So you tried to stay up 24 hours.
Yeah. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I have. But it is...
Do you
not...
see shit?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, you start seeing like spots and stuff in front of your eyes, like insomnia.
Like hallucinating and I want to know about hallucinations because I have never been under the influence of anything. And so
okay.
Sleep deprivation is a good way.
No comment.
Have you ever been under your parents listen to this?
My parents, like, shh, my parents are listening. I can't talk about drugs.
Your parents listen to this, Pete.
No.
We can't talk about hallucinogens.
No, I've never been under hallucinogens. I've wanted to. I really have.
Me too.
I would love to see if I could see some sort of like, the walls melting is what a lot of people say, or the floor like waves.
Like just everything just fucking turning into other things. Like I'm looking at the microphone and then it'll turn into like a black fucking ice cream cone, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, this ice cream cone kind of tastes fuzzy. Pete, my ice cream cone is magic. It never melts.
Right. Yeah. No. I've never had that kind of a experience. But they do say that, like, just going back to like not sleeping, insomnia or whatever, like it is, if you drive while sleepy, like if you force yourself, then that is like 3 times worse than being like plastered drunk.
Oof.
You're
I can believe that.
Yeah. That it's more dangerous to drive sleepy than it is to drive drunk. Not that driving drunk's okay, but
I drove sleepy one time. Man, that's fucking terrible. I was driving from Austin, went to a Fall Out Boy concert.
Uh-oh.
I went from Austin back here to the Valley, and it was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I swear to you, I was starting to swerve because like my eyes, they were just so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No, I when we went halfway across the country, we drove to California, and our goal was to get out of Texas. Our goal was to get out of Texas. We ended up leaving later than we should have, so we ran behind schedule. But that first night, we drove from McAllen to, God, what was it? It was
Texas is too fucking big.
yeah, but we drove to New Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, we drove probably like 18 hours straight.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and this was late in the day. I think we left at like 3 p.m. So we rolled into town. No, 3's too late. Because we rolled into New Mexico at 3 a.m.
So you must have taken off around noon.
Yes, something like that. Yes. Something
Quick
like
maths.
that. Whatever. Anyway, point being is it was a straight shot, and like I've never been so tired in my life, and that was probably very dangerous, and I will never do that again. No more than 12 hours. No more than 12 hours.
Yeah.
Drive.
I'm thinking 12 hours is a good amount, because also your bum hurts. My bum.
Your bum. Do you have a sensitive bum?
In my old age, Pete, welcome to Old Man Podcast, where we go to sleep at 9, we wake up at 6 and eat boobies.
If we stay up later than 9:15, we're cranky.
My fucking lower back, it's like hurts. Like if I lay in bed for too long, like because I watch TV in bed. I'm privileged like that.
Okay.
I got a TV in my bedroom. Like my bum will start hurting and my lower back.
Yeah. That happens.
That shit sucks. That's never happened before. And I'm wondering.
Getting old sucks, Mark.
I'm wondering if
What
it
are
has
you
anything
doing?
to do. I'm just changing positions.
Why are you doing it that way?
Because I don't know. I'm bored. I'm
Okay, all
I'm
right.
antsy. I'm keeping moving.
You're trying to keep alive.
And I don't know if it has to do with either I'm getting older or I've recently have gotten like a proper sit down office job. So maybe I'm just sitting down too much.
Too much. That is bad. I sit all fucking day long, and I have to pull myself up and go take a walk, and purposely go fill my water bottles and whatnot. Like it is hard. It's hard because I get lost. I get immersed in what I'm doing of some sort of a editing, whatever the
You
job
go down
is.
you go down a hole and then you're in a rhythm and you don't want to stop the rhythm.
Right, and all of a sudden I feel like I blink and like 4 hours have gone by, and I'm like, shit, I should go pee because like I really have to.
And then do you have carpal tunnel?
I
Like,
don't
does
think
your hand hurt?
My hand hurts a lot, right in this area right here. It's actually my palms that hurt.
I feel like
Is that carpal tunnel?
possibly. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
No, either.
But like my pinky hurts. Sorry, I'm peeking. My pinky hurts on occasion. Like it hurts a bit now. Alyssa says I wank too much.
Oh, that's probably true.
That probably, but you know what? I enjoy it. A little me time.
Treat yourself.
Oh shit.
Where are you going with that? What'd you say?
What are we talking about?
My hands hurt. Everything hurts. I am old and everything hurts.
The Pete Salas story.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm grateful for?
What?
We are not like a radio show. That we're able to like put out like a
mediocre product.
A mediocre product, and it doesn't have to meet a certain time threshold.
Right.
Like you worked in a radio station. How the fuck do disc jockeys do? I'm cursing a lot this episode.
Yeah.
I'm a bit sleepy.
Right.
How do disc jockeys just come up with a topic? Because morning DJs,
Right.
They got to do it from like what 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah, but they got a show prep, so they actually, some of them get there at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and they have pre-meetings. Usually five about an hour long before they hit the air. But like, for instance, one of the guys that was on local station forever, Big Al and Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie, he lives in Los Fresnos, dude. So he would wake up at like 2 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
To drive to get to the office by 4 in order to show prep to be on the air by 6.
He did that show for decades,
Yes,
right?
he did. Yes, he did.
Why did he live there?
Because that was his home. I don't know. I don't know why he never moved. I really don't. I mean, fucking 15 years ago, the Q station was located in Weslaco, which isn't that much better, but at least it's kind of halfway point.
Yeah.
So it was only an hour drive, but yeah.
So, but how? At 6 o'clock in the morning, that's when show goes, and that's when they have to be quotes on.
They have to be on by 6 a.m. Yes. But they're show prepping for at least 90 minutes beforehand.
They're just talking about their topics. We don't even show prep, peep.
No, I've tried. I have tried to show prep with you. I've tried to write notes. I've tried to come up with topics, and you always poo-poo it.
I don't poo-poo it. I just get distracted. 9 times out of 10, our podcasts will start off with my nickname. Right? Like, okay, let's go down this route.
And I'll ask you, like, what's that from?
Where'd you get that nickname
Yeah, what's
from?
that about?
So I'm just grateful. Well, you know what? If this was our job, I think we'd do much better at it.
Would we?
I
don't think we're that good.
maybe look, I think we're pretty good.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Okay, there's some dope ass podcasts.
There are some really good podcasts.
Hey, we should talk about better podcasts than our podcast.
Have we found a topic, an official name for this unnamed podcast?
Podcasts better than our podcast?
Yeah, the podcast better than our podcast.
But okay, we would have to listen to a new podcast every podcast. In theory.
Yeah, I guess so, but I mean, it's not like we would run out of options. There's
But what if we get attached to that
millions of them.
podcast and then we're fucking 10 podcasts into our podcast better than our podcast?
Okay, first of all, have you ever listened to a podcast and been like, I never want to do mine again because mine sucks compared to this one?
Constantly. I don't even listen to our podcast.
I think that's what pulled us off the air 2 years ago.
I listen to it on YouTube
Uh-huh.
and I'll put it on in the background. And okay, you know what? Our podcast is pretty good because I fucking laugh. I had a video of my friend, my office mate, recording me chuckling
At yourself?
at myself, and he posted it to the group chat.
Oh my
saying,
God.
saying
Look at
this
this fucking
motherfucker,
guy."
this fucker is laughing at his own shit. We look. They're not all great, but
No.
when they're pretty good, they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah, they're funny.
You know what my nickname was gonna be? I was taking a shower before because I got cascarones in my hair.
Right, I got to do that too, but I don't have hair.
I was thinking of nicknames, and one of them was Mark Rodriguez. Come for the Pete, stay for the Mark. That was gonna be my nickname,
I do like that one.
cause I think that they everybody comes for you, Pete. They're like
Excuse me?
90. Yeah, you know, I mean, you're doing pretty good. Size 11 shoe. What was I fucking gonna say? Most of our listeners, some of our listeners, they know you and they come in contact with you and they enjoy you and they like you and they're coming on for you. And then I feel like I might be able to give them a little soupçon, a little something that they might enjoy, and they're like, you know what, this is pretty good. This is not that they wouldn't enjoy a Strictly Pete podcast, but
No one would
that's
enjoy
a good name for a
Strictly
podcast.
Pete. You know what? I don't think people really like me in real life. I think they like me better like this. Because, like, I've hung out with, like, people that listen, and, like, I think I make them laugh via podcast more than I do in, like, I'm more likable.
I was going to say I could see that, but that's not what I meant.
It's very possible.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we're quicker. We're snappier on the mics versus in real life.
And again, because we're trying to entertain, but we're not actually broadcasting live.
I think we're just.
Would it be different if we were broadcasting live?
I can't say that many bad words. Like
No, but like forget like I'm saying like let's just say we were on like an XM
Facebook Live
or whatever.
Let's do Facebook Live. We're posting on Pete's page right now.
Would we be would we be more conscious of if we saw that there was actually people
I see
watching?
what you're saying.
You know, and
I see what you're saying. Like,
you know, we've got like 7 watchers at this moment. Like, would we be trying? Because like, remember when we used to videotape these?
Yeah.
We would play to the camera sometimes, and I think it would take away from the core, which is you and I talking. Do you
perhaps
agree?
like the same way that a normal person, if you put a camera on them and you start recording, they start like oh, I suddenly realize I'm on camera. Like Harley, she's always talkative, she's always bubbly
They
and all that
clam up
stuff.
when the red light goes on.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's possible.
It don't possible.
You know what? The one I have wanted to try, but it's not like I would like to do a live podcast like with a crowd. Like I think that would be.
We would do so bad.
Yeah, I know that, but like I would like to try it just
We
to
need
say
structure. That's what we need. We need structure, and I think
that is one thing that we've been missing, and I love that this is, by the way, this is episode 81, just FYI.
okay, right now, moving forward, we are gonna have structure.
Okay.
I think I've been thinking about it.
Yes.
We should start off. Do we have an email address?
I don't know.
We'll fucking. Okay.
I think we do. It's got to be like, I'm pretty sure I have like Pete at TSUpodcast.com, but don't try and send an email there
Wait,
because
we
I don't know
have
how
that
to access it.
website, and there's like a submit a something, right?
Yes.
Okay. We can have like listener questions,
Okay.
and they can get us on topic. Pete, let them carry the load.
That's not a bad idea.
Just start off with a question, and if you want, you can choose to be anonymous. That way, if we don't get a question, we'll just make one up and say it's from a listener.
Right.
I think if anyone wants us, our 2 cents, our input on any item, we can talk about it.
Okay. Let's put a pin in that. I'm not going to say that that's a bad idea. I'm on board. I'm on board.
Okay.
I just want to add one thing that I have noticed on a lot of other podcasts is they'll start with something like an in the news kind of a thing.
Okay.
Where they will, they will report on a story almost, but they'll make light of it or they'll find a way to make it humorous. It's almost like what you're saying, except let the
Topical.
newspaper carry the load for us. Like
Okay.
they give us something to actually talk about.
Top story is that the Notre Dame church burned down, Pete. Let's fucking joke about that on Easter Sunday.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to go there.
Bring up the yucks.
You don't have to go dark on that one.
The news sucks, Pete. I want to talk to our listeners.
No, that's true. You're right.
What
There's
if
not much.
Pete, what if look, we're those type of people. Well, you're that type of person
Okay.
that leads a shitty life. However, you are good at listening and giving life advice. Am I correct or am I mistaken, sir?
I like to think that that's true. It's 50-50. Some people really love my advice. Some people can't get through a fucking conversation with me because they hate me.
If you have any questions, listeners, you got a problem going on in your world.
Right.
Like if you don't know if your milk is expired.
Ask
or-
Pete.
Ask Pete.
Ask Pete. Pete will tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Hashtag Ask Pete.
I'll fucking tell you.
Put it on Twitter. I literally will never check it. But maybe.
It's a good idea.
You know what? Do you have internet? Let's pause right now. I guarantee you there's someone that's already hashtag Ask Pete. We could just bring up a random question right now.
Oh, you mean like the hashtag that already exists?
Yeah, I'm sure there's one that already exists.
Called hashtag Ask Pete.
What are your top leadership book recommendations? There you go. What is a book that you would recommend our listeners?
Wait, what, leadership book?
Yeah, leadership book.
What does that mean?
Like a fucking help yourself book. Get help book.
Well, I don't know if it counts, but there's this guy named David Eagleman. You ever heard of him?
No, but I'm interested.
He is a neuroscientist.
Okay.
He is, I guess, one of the world's leading neuroscientists, and his specialty obviously is the brain. But he wrote a book called The Brain, and it was made into a web series or a TV series or whatever. And he helps us understand why we are the way that we are in many different ways, in many different aspects, and why our brains, some of us are wired the way that we are. And it's a very interesting book. I know about it because Jamie's really big on him. She likes him. She actually went to go see him in San Antonio, one of his lectures.
Cool.
It's funny. Like I was watching one of the series, and there was a question, and I don't think it's his, but it's like one of those philosophical or psychological questions or whatever. And it's basically it's a hypothesis, not a hypothesis. It's a premise, and it's to test you to see how you would react to something.
Okay.
Okay.
Ask me. I'm fucking ready.
I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Here we go. You are walking along a train track.
Oh, I hate this question.
Do you know it?
Yes, but go on.
You're walking along a train track, and you see that there's a train that has it's not stopping. It's lost its brakes or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you see a man standing on the train tracks up ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't do anything about it, it is going to kill this man.
Okay.
Okay? I'm sorry. I swapped it.
Okay.
there is. God, now I'm getting it wrong because I'm fucking sleepy.
There's a train coming down.
There's a train coming down, and it's going to kill a bunch of people.
Let's say 3 people.
Let's just say 3 people.
Yeah.
And it's going to hit 3 people unless you change the direction of the train tracks, and you make it go
and it
right.
makes it go to the second track.
Right, but there's one person standing there.
Yeah.
So basically, the question is
3 people are tied up on one set of train tracks.
Right.
And 1 person is tied up on a second pair of train tracks.
Right. So
there's no way to save everybody.
Right. You have to decide: do you let it just stay the course and kill the multiple people, or do you change it and let it kill 1 person to save the 3 other ones?
Correct.
So how would you handle that one?
That's a sticky wicket that you put me in. See, I don't understand why I'm in charge of the train. First of all,
It's not important.
because you're actively doing something. Because doing nothing, you are doing nothing. So you could almost say that you had no blame in it, that this was going to happen regardless. Because if you weren't here...
Okay, I just found it. Let me read it.
Okay.
Okay, because now it makes more sense. You see a runaway trolley moving toward 5 tied up or otherwise incapacitated people lying on the tracks. You're standing next to a lever that controls a switch. If you pull the lever, the trolley will be redirected onto a side track, and the 5 people on the main track will be saved. However, there is a single person lying on the side track. You have 2 options. 1, do nothing and allow the trolley to kill the 5 people on the main track, or 2, pull the lever, diverting the trolley onto the side track where it will kill 1 person. Which is the more ethical option?
Well, ethically, it would be to pull the lever.
To kill the 1 person as opposed...
Ethically, yes.
Okay. You do realize that that's where the sticky wicket opens up, so go on to what you were going to say.
Well, in a perfect world, I would like to say that I would pull the lever because just by the numbers, 1 death is less sad than 5 deaths.
Okay.
However, being the person who caused that 1 death is difficult.
Because you have, by doing something ethically better,
Correct.
you have actually committed murder.
Have you committed murder?
Yes, because...
You weren't
Okay.
Now we're going
Hold
down.
on.
Okay.
You did not cause this train to go
Haywire.
Right.
I didn't cut the brakes.
You didn't start this problem.
Correct.
Okay? You did not start this problem. You did not set this train on its way to kill these 5 people.
Correct.
But you did now change the direction of the train to kill that 1 person. So in essence,
Okay.
you have murdered that 1 person.
You are explaining it that I have murdered 1 person, whereas I am seeing it as I have saved 5 people.
Right. No, I see what you're saying.
What would you do? Do you know what you would do?
Yes.
What would you do?
It's not a good answer.
You would do nothing?
I would do nothing.
Just clean my hands of this.
I would do no. I would be devastated. I would be lit. Okay, I'm not a fucking monster.
No, I meant like,
But-
look, it's not my place.
It's not my place.
I understand where you're coming
It's
from.
not my place, dude. And like, especially if my only other option is to like, I don't want to kill anybody.
Of course not.
Pete
Uh-huh.
does not want to kill anybody.
Uh-huh.
But
I'm glad to hear.
but like, I don't want to see anybody die either.
Yeah.
So it's a really bad situation. But me personally, I think I could live the rest of my life being like, man, I saw something fucked up a few years ago.
But
Rather than saying, dude, I've never told anybody this, but like, you remember the train accident a couple years ago?
I remember that train accident.
Like, those people that were like, I'm so lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
It's because of me. But that other guy got killed because I switched the tracks.
Here's the other side to that coin. Is could you go on knowing that 5 people are dead because you chose to do nothing?
Could I go on? Yes, I could. Yes, I could. I could because I didn't cause it.
None of that had anything to do with you.
None of it had anything to do with me. I didn't cause it. So, like, again, it would be more so like for the rest of my life, I would be like, God, that was awful. I could not believe that those.
Let me just say now, I would like to say that's my choice.
Which
I'm
one?
actually to pull the lever and have one person die versus 5 people die, that is what I would like my choice to be. If I'm actually in the situation, I don't know if I would feel the same. For all I know, I would wimp out and I'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't do it! Oh my God, I can't do it!"
Right.
But I would like to think that I would choose the path with the least amount of casualties.
That makes sense. I mean, I'm. What's the word? Rationally, that makes most sense.
Yeah.
To save 5, but it's not your. If I would feel that it's not my place, it is not my place to try and change history or change.
If I had everything the way I wanted, I'd pull the lever, jump down to the tracks, untie that last person, and then rip them away from the train before anything terrible happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's the super heroic ending
That's what I would do 100%. I would save everybody.
I think that I feel like I would try and do everything that I possibly could to save those people without having to put myself in a position where now I have killed someone else by my hand.
Maybe we're both on the train tracks. And then I'd say, you pull that lever, I'm going to save this guy over here. I'm going to tie him.
So in this scenario, we're just there together.
Yeah, we're double teaming. And then I don't untie him in time, and he explodes in front of me.
Wow.
That's shitty. I'd say, I can't believe you killed him, Pete.
I don't know, man. That's
It's quite a quandary.
it is a quandary, and I would again, just like you, I can say what I think would happen, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Because I feel like it's not my place to basically I valued a life over another life, and that's not my place to do that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I'm not God.
You didn't make a choice. There was a path that was going. Were you there? Were you not there? It would have continued on the path it was on. But I see myself as, I mean, not that I'm judging you on what you chose, because I can 100% get behind that. Because that seems like the easiest option.
To do nothing?
To do nothing.
It is the easiest option. And that's one of that is, but I'm gonna be negative here. That's one of my faults, is I will always 9 times out of 10 revert to the easiest option in everything, in all aspects of life, because like I just do not want, if I think it was a great philosopher, Homer Simpson, once said, if something is too hard to do, it's probably not worth doing. I may have it wrong, because I'm too lazy to even look up what pop culture character said that from my childhood that made me laugh. But now, and again, I don't really believe that, but like, it is whatever the easier route is, I'm going to at least weigh my options of doing that one first.
Yeah.
And if I'm like, well, I'm not going to get out of this without, getting some sort of bullshit, then I'll do the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But that's why it's one of those ethical questions. Like, ethically speaking, I don't have the right to say one life or 5 lives is more important than this other one life. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. I was watching, have you seen A Good Place?
A Good Place?
It's called A Good Place.
Oh, The Good... Yes.
Oh, The Good Place, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
with, what's her name?
Kristen Bell.
Cute as a button, Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest face in Hollywood.
Does she have a big face?
I think she does. She's cute as button, though.
It's a big button.
But in season 1, or maybe season 2, they bring up this hypothetical question.
I've only seen whatever's on Netflix. I think it's just season 1. I'm not sure.
Maybe. But they threw other scenarios in there to make it more difficult. And I think one of them was, let's say the one person on the train track was a loved one. Like,
Oh, okay.
that would fucking ruin me.
So
Like,
basically...
if it was Alyssa versus five strangers,
Okay.
real talk, I'd probably let them die.
Yeah. Then in that case, see, that changes everything.
Yeah.
It does change everything. And that goes... But see, that's surprising to hear you say that because of how different we think sometimes. Like we talked about this in the past. Because to me, like, if it's a sympathy versus empathy thing.
Yeah.
And like how I can say, like, I can sympathize all day long with strangers that I don't know, but like I can't
truly understand.
To truly understand, I have to actually have a personal connection to someone. So if it comes down to it's 5 strangers versus someone that I know and love, then I'm sorry, those 5 people are dying.
Yeah.
No question about it. Because there I can walk away saying, like, I saved my best friend, or I saved my sister, I saved my wife, I saved my kid, whatever.
Oh, if it was my kid, I'd fucking murder those people.
But yeah, that's an interesting little change
Little
or
twist
on that old question. So what would you guys do, you listeners?
Hey, why don't you go ahead and leave a comment below, or
There you go.
visit. What is our website?
TSUP Oddcast. I think. Oh shit! It's late. It's tsupodcast.com.
One more time.
www.tsupodcast.com.
And go ahead and reach out to us with who would you murder to keep your loved ones alive?
Okay, so we've laid out that ethical question. Train running off the tracks, just going crazy. It's going to kill 5 people, or it's going to kill 1 person. You decide.
We're doing it this weekend.
Oh God, hit the music, Mark.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for joining us on this nocturnal edition of the Still Unnamed Podcast. Thank you guys for subscribing, and we have gone up some subscriptions. Some people listened. Actually, it's just easier, you know. It'll give you a notification when we've got a new show. You don't have to go searching for us, all that good stuff. So I appreciate all y'all who did that.
Give us a 5-star review on iTunes.
Yeah, or Google Play Music Store, or Google Play Podcasts, or whatever it's called. Just go find us.
If we get a lot of 5-star reviews, we might even get on like a board or something. They might be like, hey, these guys are coming up, and then maybe we'll get more listeners, and then maybe we'll get topics from our listeners.
Finally, people will help us plan this shitty show of ours.
This can no longer. This is not just the Pete and Mark show. This is the Pete, Mark, and audience show. We want you to be a part of it.
Audience participation, exactly. That's what we want. That's our goal for the remainder of 2019. So anyway, on that note, special thanks to our sponsor, Chico's Bail Bonds. And this has been Pete Salas along with
Mark Crocodile Rock Rodriguez.
Have yourselves a very, very happy Taco Tuesday.
I should have been Rock Rodriguez. Never mind, I was fine.
Just work on it for next week. Okay, bye-bye.